I'd love to say I'm feeling it today. Ooh, quite anxious. Can I do this? 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 Yes, you can. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Real Life with MG. If it is your first time joining, welcome. This podcast is awesome. It's the best podcast going around. I've been doing this for about 1.5 years now, and things have changed. You know, I started off just wanting to do 10 episodes, and I very quickly realized that I wanted to make something more out of this than just 10 episodes. And part of the thing that was holding me back from really aspiring to be better and be bigger in the start was fear. And fear around being judged, fear around failing, fear around copying everyone, because every second fucking person has a podcast these days. But I love it. And I know a lot of the guys who are listening to these episodes regularly are liking them. So again, if it's your first time, welcome. And what a first time. Today I'll be speaking about 3 steps to finding happiness. Now, for those of you who know me, you'll know that happiness is a really big part of my life. The constant search and hunt for happiness. And I mean, that sounds pretty fucking depressing, but I do have depression. It's not funny. And I mean, my life is perfect in so many ways, but you know, stress and my mental illness can really pull me back, and it finds me harder to find happiness despite the love, the joy, and the real happiness I have around me. So these 3 steps, if any of you can relate, I was gonna say awesome, it's not really awesome. This will be good for you. If not at all, this will still be good for you, because we all want to be happy, right? I mean, it's the number one thing. Like, I wouldn't want to be a miserable billionaire, you know what I mean? I'd prefer to be poor and happy. I mean, if that's even a thing, which, look, I've had heaps of money and I've had no money, and both of them have their stresses. I was probably happier when I had heaps of money. But when I say heaps, it's not like I was buying Range Rovers and Lamborghinis and stuff, but you know, it's hard. Money is always a big stressor, and not having much money is always going to put pressure on you and your family and stuff. So it's definitely good to not be poor. But you know, probably just contradicted myself a little bit there. Anyway, so there's 3 steps to finding happiness. Number 1, find your happy place. Now, we all know where we are most happy, you know. Whether it's at the beach, whether it's by yourself, whether it's with friends, whether it's with family. Think about your life and where you are the most sad, the most happy, the most angry, and favor your life around the happy places. And this relates back to my number 1 thing: surround yourself with good people. You know, the people that you're surrounded with and the people that are in your life are going to lift you up. The places that you are in, these happy places. If you've seen Happy Gilmore, you'll know what I'm talking about. He gets told to find his happy place, and it's pretty ridiculous. It's a bit of a joke, but in this case, like for me personally, I know that if I have a little bit of me time, and you know, I go down to the beach, I just chill, I breathe, and a bit of time away from real life. Ironic, because the name of the podcast is Real Life. Then I know I'm going to start to feel a bit better, but I also then know that being around my family is also my happy place. So this kind of brings me to my next point, which is make sure you're doing what you're passionate about. I wrote these down. A lot of the time I don't write things down, and I can't even read my own writing. So again, let's make sure you're doing what you're passionate about. If you look at your job, how many hours a day you spend in your job. If you're miserable going to work every single day, even if it's paying the bills, it's got to be a means to an end, because you're not going to gain any happiness walking through a door every single day miserable. The way to work, you'll be miserable. At work, you'll be miserable. Leaving work, you'll probably be thinking about the day, so you'll be miserable. And hopefully you get home to a family that you love and care about, but most likely you'll get home and you'll be tired and upset and flat. And trust me, I've been there. So put the right steps in place to be doing something that really gives you passion, that makes you fulfilled. I really hope that you guys know what that is. I know a lot of you will know what that is, but you're not actually doing it, because again, I've been there too, and I've just recently started really focusing on the things that do make me happy. And when I'm doing work on these things, I'm happy doing work on them. I feel good. And this is the area that I've got to really just point my life. With these points as well, you guys who do know me know that I really believe in the basics. I really believe in the making things simple, because the more complex you make things, the harder it is to follow. You know, a big thing that I preach is creating good habits. And, you know, this could even be a number 4 point. I'm still get to number 3, but, you know, the habits that we create in our lives are everything. The good habits that make us happy, keep doing those. If you've got your, you know, your morning routine, a good mate of mine, Pat, every morning he wakes up and him and his chick, they go for a walk with their dog. I'm pretty sure it's with their dog. And they grab a coffee together, they chat, they get home, and they go to work. And for him, it's a really happy, positive way to start his day. You know, and imagine starting your day on a high every single morning. And I can bet you that if there's days where Pat sleeps in and his wife sleeps in or whatever, and they don't end up going, it's not going to really be the same. So if we create these good, positive, happy habits, your life's going to be better. And a lot of these should be based around mindset, you know, in my opinion, because when your mind's right, I mean, your mind is what creates your happiness. Okay, so the happier your habits are, the happier you are. Anyway, that's an extra little bonus point for you guys. God, you're lucky. And then the final point I want to raise, again, speaking of being basic, is be healthy. Jim Carrey has this awesome quote: I believe depression is legitimate, but I also believe that if you don't exercise, eat nutritious food, get sunlight, get enough sleep, consume positive material, surround yourself with support, then you aren't giving yourself a fighting chance. And this is just so true in my opinion, and I'm sure everyone can relate to. Like, I have a mental illness called depression, which sucks because sometimes it just comes and just slaps me in the face, and I fall into these dark holes. And anyone who has depression, you feel me. If you don't, it's fucking horrible. It is, you know, it's literally like you're stuck in this dark hole and there's no way to escape. Surrounding yourself with good people and in good places will definitely help, but depression is a real thing. However, if you're not sticking to a good diet, if you're not exercising, if you're not getting sunlight, if you're not only consuming good content, then you're setting yourself up for failure. This is not going to make you happy. And I think Big Jimbo, I quite like Jim Carrey. I think he puts it perfectly there. So sticking to, and again, this comes back to the creating habits side of things. Create yourself some healthy habits. Wake up in the morning and have a fucking green smoothie. If that's what makes you, that will definitely make you feel good. But as soon as we start to lose these habits, then your life is going to start to fall off track. There's no doubt. There's a guy who just came back to the gym today. He hasn't been in 6 months. And he says he's been thinking of every excuse under the sun as to why he can't train. Came back today, he's like, why the fuck have I put this off for 6 months? If he'd kept those habits in place, because he was training consistently for 6 to 12 months prior to that, if he'd kept those good habits and not let the negative ones creep in, his life would be better. It's pretty simple, guys. I really hope you got something out of today's episode. I'm sure you did. If not, don't let me know because I don't like negative feedback. But if you did, share this around. Episodes like this can really help people. So anyway, I'll stop chewing your ear off. We're just about to hit 10 minutes. I like these solo ones to stay at 10 minutes. But much love, everybody. I hope you're all really well, and I'll see you in the next episode.